go up against your former team?
It felt kind of good, you know. Just the respect I have for Michigan and Coach Beeline. You know, it was excited, but I was mainly trying to get the win with my team, but it was pretty good to go back at them.
For both you guys, what were the challenges that Michigan posed?
They shot pretty well today. I think we did bad on closing out on most of their shots, but yeah, they shot pretty well, and we didn't rebound well.
I agree. They shot the ball really well, you know, ran their offense pretty good like their regular Michigan team. It was kind of a lid on the basket for us in the first half as well, so that played a big role in it, but they definitely played a good game.
For both of you gentlemen, what's your experience playing here at Little Caesars Arena first time?
It was exciting, you know, just being in the arena where the Pistons play, the Red Wings too. So it was very exciting. You know, a lot of people came out. I enjoyed it. I think we all enjoyed it.
Yeah, I agree. It was definitely exciting, you know, just being the first college teams to play in this arena. And it was definitely cool, you know, seeing all the people and stuff like that and playing on the NBA court. So it was definitely cool to be playing here.
Turnovers are a big factor. You finished with 23. What was the biggest thing you guys need to do to avoid that?
Just be patient. We over dribbled a lot in the first half. I think we had like 15 turnovers in the first half. And so coming in the second half, we emphasized, you know, just being patient and moving the ball around. So I think that's going to come when, you know, going into league play, just being patient and stuff like that. I would feel the turnovers will cut down.
Cam, Michigan's not known for its defense, but can you talk about what you saw from them and how they played defensively?
Yeah, they played us pretty good, you know. I mean, like you said, Michigan did what they had to do to come out with the win, you know. I mean, we struggled offensively as well, so, I mean, they did a pretty good job.
Guys, what positives can you take from this game? Well, it's a rough first half, obviously, but what positives can you take forward into league play?
We won the second half. We played real good. We like you said, we emphasized on the turnovers. I think we took care of the ball well in the second half. It would have been better if we would have came out like that at first.
Any more questions for student athletes? I have Coach Alexander make a quick opening statement on the game.
Yeah, really excited that our Detroit Mercy team is able to be a part of this inaugural event here at Little Caesars Arena. Not the result that we hoped for, but one of the things that all four coaches recognize is the opportunity to bring college basketball to the city of Detroit. Not only is something that's great for the game and the sport itself, but also given all the different things that are looming after this event is particularly key. We're the host institution, Detroit Mercy, of the first and second rounds of the NCAA tournament. We're very excited about that. And this is also the home of the Horizon League's Motor City Madness for the next 3 years. We started our first 2 years at Joe Louis Arena, where Michigan and Detroit, coincidentally, were the first two teams to christen that court and open up that building and introduce college basketball to the city during that time. And we were able to do that again today. The last part of things for our student athletes that's particularly exciting is anytime that they get the opportunity to play against Michigan or Michigan State, it's a big deal. And the first half was indicative of that. All these young men, having been a former assistant there, I've been by their gymnasiums, I watched them play through evaluation. They all had dreams and aspirations of putting that Block M, jersey on. And so when you're out there and you're going against that particular opponent, I'm not going to suggest that they were starstruck, but when you add the beautiful confines of the space, the competition level that Michigan plays at, it's a situation where you can get a little bit distracted, by those, variables. So again, my hat's off to Tom Wilson and his team here at Olympia Entertainment and the job that they've done to bring all four institutions together. And so I couldn't be more pleased to be a participant, not only in this year, but we hope to continue this in years to come.
And Coach Jaleel, 4 points in 19 minutes. He looked gassed at times, visibly gassed. What has to be worked on to get him into better shape as the season goes along, into better playing condition?
Well, it's all about practice reps, okay? One of the things that is important for you to bring into focus for our guys, and I talked to Coach Beeline about this a little bit prior to the game, we just came out of finals week. So a lot of midnight oil's been burned, with guys, long hours this week. We had a couple of lethargic practices earlier in the week, but they got better, as the week went into this preparation. It's going to be very key for Jalil to not only hydrate, get rest, but get the practice reps. But the challenge becomes on the team that I can play in upwards of 11 players to not only get him the reps he needs and extra conditioning outside of practice, but also get those other guys experience. Today provided that opportunity to get the Malik Eichlers on the floor, the Isaiah Joneses, etc. But when you've missed 6 months due to working your tail off academically, it's just a reality of the game that makes it very challenging to get in shape in season. NBA players can do it because there's 82 games there. College players can't do that because the regular season is typically 31 to 33 games, depending on the level you play at.
Coaching against your former teacher and John Beeline, what was that like for you?
It was fantastic. One of the things you got to understand from a scouting perspective is Michigan is not traditionally scoutable in the sense that everything that they do in their motion-based, read-based offense is audible-based. So every denial that you do, there's a counter to that, and it changes the play for the other 4 guys. And so that was a particularly interesting challenge for our guys. And it was interesting when Coach Kaler, who had the scout, was taking our scout team through the action. We had some difficulties guarding different wrinkles and stuff like that, as he was a member of the staff as well. So we knew it would be some challenges, but the fun part of it is you get to look at what Coach does as he evolves what he does based on personnel. And I'm not going to lie to you, there was a few sets that I saw that we will be stealing, going on into conference play.
How tough is it to stay with them when they're shooting threes the way they did in the first half? They had some guys who had been in slumps lately. They kind of broke out of it today.
Without question, and again, when you look inside how they make threes, today we provided that opportunity, particularly in the first half. When they're able to shoot step-in threes versus runaway threes, you might hear Coach Beeline talk about the difference between the two. We used to preach that ad nauseum when I was learning under his leadership. Then they're pretty successful. I don't care if it's guys like Xavier Simpson. I don't care if it's guys that's been struggling with their stroke like Isaiah Livers. We all know what Duncan Robinson can do. But when you are allowed to catch the ball, find the seams, you're going to shoot them at a high clip. I just thought we overhelped at times, which put us in scramble situations defensively and gave them really clean looks as they spaced well and moved the ball around. But the other part of things, too, that's going to be important for us moving forward is understanding the importance of contesting shots. Generally speaking, percentages go down when you contest shots. I thought we were late or tape delayed on some of those rotations today, and it fed into their ability to have success, shooting the basketball, which percentage-wise was a little atypical tonight.
Like you said, your team, their players have just gone through exams, and they've also had some adversity. With Horizon League play around the corner, how ready are they for conference play?
I think when you start to shift the focus into conference play, we're just as formidable as anybody in what some would consider a down Horizon League talent-wise. We have length, we have size, we have guard play. What we're working on right now is discipline. I mean, at halftime, the directive was simple. Let's move the ball around. Let's make sure we set screens and make cuts that matter. And let's really play the game with a better sense of purpose. When you're out in a game like this, you have to now have games within the game. The first halftime score was what it was. What we did in the second half is said, let's control the glass better. Let's take care of the ball better. And when you look inside the second half percentages, we got a little bit more back to the numbers that you've been accustomed to seeing through 10 games, going into this one. But again, how do we take that 20 minutes and make it 40? It's about maturity, it's about understanding, it's about focus, and it's about unselfishness as it relates to not only sticking to the game plan, but executing it as well.
Seemed like a lot of bad luck early with some in and out shots and stuff like that. But what did they do defensively that made things tough for you sometimes?
I think it's their length. Mm-hmm. One of the things that you have to always be mindful of when you're driving down the basket, and there's 7'1" John Teskey. When he put his arms up, he's 7'6". When he jumps, he might be 8 feet tall. So it's very difficult to see the rim. Also, I think they do a particularly good job of what we call in coach speak, building walls defensively. So when ball screens are there, the hedge man is there, the primary defender is doing his job, and the next zone-up guys are shrinking that court, not allowing you to get downhill. I think they do a good job to the degree that they can of blocking out as well. This Michigan defense is much different, as you know, statistically, as any year that John's been there under his tenure. This is a very disciplined group. They seem to be very connected. My hat's off to their staff, for getting them systemically, to the point where everything that they do seems to be in concert with one another. The guys are moving on a 15-foot rope, and opportunities were very sparse.
So, Carl, do you have any response just to the report yesterday in the Free Press? And are you worried that that's situation's going to continue to linger for you?
No, I don't think so. Generally speaking, in fairness to this event and our student athletes, I don't have any comment on that, just due to consistency with our university policy. But again, it's all about our players at this point. We're just trying to get healthy, get our full team back. Obviously, we're not there yet, with some guys with some nagging injuries. We're hoping to get back full go for conference play so that we're able, to do the things we need to do. But I couldn't be more thrilled to be back. I couldn't be more thrilled to now have a couple more home games, after this neutral site game against East Tennessee State and Murray State going into Christmas before we head to the Wisconsin, Green Bay, Milwaukee trip to start Horizon League play.
You said, in fairness to this event, you plan on